All right, and that's the last word on that. All right, next up is the movie called In the Shadow of the Moon. The release date was September 27th, 2019. Where you can catch it at is on Netflix. The main actors were Boyd Holbrook, who played the character of Locke, Cleopatra Coleman, Cleopatra, that's a heck of a name, who played the character of Raya, and Bokeem Woodbine, who played the character of Maddox. The director was Jim Mickle, and it was on location, was shot in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The setting was 1988, 2006, and 2015 of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So just so that fact is out there, you know that it was shot in Toronto, but the setting was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So the synopsis, uh, it was about a police officer who wants to be a detective. He starts tracking a serial killer who kills their victims in a weird way, only to disappear and return every 9 years. The detective becomes obsessed with catching the killer. As his life goes into shambles, as he gets closer to the truth, it defied reality. All right. Let's go ahead and start out with
Hey,
E-Rock.
I
Let
got
me know what this movie is about.
as I told you, earlier, I actually didn't watch it, but I do have something to say. I heard this movie was trash.
You have nothing to say. I'm going to
Hold
mute
on,
you.
hold on,
No,
hold
we
on,
muting him
hold
because
on,
he didn't do
hold
what he was
on.
supposed to do. We said next, Rod P. You next. He has no talking privileges. This whole thing, because he
I
didn't do what
yield
he's
my
supposed to
time
do.
to E-Rock because I want to hear it. I yield my time to E-Rock.
No, ain't no yield. No, ain't no yield. He can't talk. No, because you're supposed to watch it. I'm sorry, listeners and watchers. We normally do our homework, and for some reason, somebody didn't do their homework, and they were supposed to do their homework.
For pure comedic.
He gonna have to go another time. We'll talk about it later. I want to hear your take, because that's what everybody listening for.
I'm gonna tell you like this. That is 1 hour and 53 minutes of my life that I can't get back.
Why? Why is that?
Because
Wow.
I couldn't stand. I didn't like it.
Why? Why didn't you like it, man?
Here's the reason why. All right. It wasn't that it was.
You typing stuff on the screen. They can see it. Everybody can see it on YouTube.
Hey, listen, any movie with Bokeem Woodbine in it, I watch just because I know he's gonna do. I know he's gonna do one thing that's gonna have me on the floor cracking up laughing. He's always done that. But I'm sitting here and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like,
oh man.
Okay, you got people dying. You got this guy trying to make, detective. You got Bokeem Woodbine just sitting there chilling. I'm like, okay, you got this character who seems to just pop up out of nowhere every 9 years. And it's like, okay, people's getting out of here right and left. And I'm just like, yo, all right, come on, man. What's the point? I couldn't stand it. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. I really don't. And I'll be honest with you, listeners. I am even going to go back and rewatch it to see if maybe I was just tripping. But I didn't like anything. The only thing that made me sit up like, whoa, is when one particular character in the movie got off.
The movie was trash.
What E-Rock said. In my opinion, trash.
What?
Overall rating, 2.
All right.
All right. Shay-Z, Rod is off his game today. I think he is out of his mind.
Man.
But let's go ahead. Shay-Z, you got the floor, man.
I cannot believe. So I like this movie a lot. I actually watched it last night. So here's the thing. I'll be honest. I watched it late last night, early in the morning, right after Project Power, because I knew I had some assignment to do. So I said, let me watch the first 5 minutes of this movie because it's already 1 a.m. and then I'll catch the rest in the morning before the podcast. And for some reason, I could not stay off the TV once I started watching it. That's how glued I was about this movie. Now, I'm a sucker for sci-fi thriller type movies, so maybe I'm biased in a certain way.
Yeah.
However, the plot was amazing. I felt like the plot made a lot of sense in terms of how they started off showing a time period, 2022 or something like that, 2024. You guys will find out. And they showed like maybe the aftermath of that, and then they went back in time to tell you a story. I thought that was fascinating. Kind of gives you context about the movie. The character played by Boyd was very believable from start to finish. There were a lot of, you would see certain situations about, you know, different multiple emotions through different periods of time that she played it very well, not just as a police officer with his partner, but also as a husband and as a father to his daughter. You will see the dynamic and how he played it throughout this period of times. And there are a lot of echoes, you know, how to be, I'm going to be a dad, God willing, and we're very close. And I felt those emotions with his wife when they had their daughter, also as a, you know, at his workplace. I think about all those type of things. I think that he played that very well. Bokeem Woodbine played, I won't say he did a lot. I don't think he had that much of a role for me to give him a rating. But for what he did, it was very quick. And you'll find out in the movie what I mean by that. And so I think he was okay. But Cleopatra Coleman played an excellent role. She was believable the most with Boyd in terms of those two dynamics. The relationship was there. What I look for in a movie is the relationship between characters. Are they believable? If someone is pretending and it's not carrying the other, or if one is carrying more of the other character too much, you're going to find out it's going to displace the entire movie. So the relationship was beautiful. The plot was great. There was action. If you like sci-fi, if you like action, and if you love Philadelphia, because I've been there, it's a beautiful place. I saw a lot of things. I don't like the Eagles, but I'm a Cowboys fan. But I love the city. I have to admit, it's a beautiful walking city. I've worked there before. Visit Philadelphia from one of your vacation spots. You'll love it. And they had some scenes there where they were showing you some of their, you know, Philly cheesesteak. That was classic. You know,
That was.
Just seeing those things, the director did a very good job of just painting a story of, you know, what the city was. The city in itself was a character on its own, and you know the characters played it well. So overall, I'll give the movie 4 out of 5. Really, that's the way I saw it. Eric, you rock, man.
Okay.
I will admit you make a great point, Shay, about the one female, the female lead.
Cleopatra, yeah.
Yes, she did an outstanding job. I did like her character.
I will say this: they must have convinced you because that was shot in Canada, in Toronto. They did do city shots of Philadelphia, but it primarily the majority of the movie was shot in Canada.
And that's why
so they convinced you, and I thought that was the director did a really good job.
The director did a great job of painting the city and the story within the city. Like you would not know until the fun fact, you would not know that was not Philadelphia for the most part when it was. So that was pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm last but not least. My review for In the Shadow of the Moon is basically what stood out to me was how the movie got right into the action of the storyline and kept you trying to figure out what was going on as the main character was found out more and more information. All right. The movie was dark and gave a great aspect of drama, which made me sympathetic to the deterioration of the main character's life as he obsessed over the case. I find myself feeling sorry for the main character.
Yep.
What I really liked about it was how they divided it up into the every 9 years, which went into the storyline, it made me feel like I was watching a TV series or 3 movies in one. I thought that was really good the way that they did that. Now, the problems I had with the movie is the ending. Okay. It was very anticlimactic. I felt like I was set up for a great conclusion. And although the movie did conclude, I thought it could have been done better. The aspects that took the score down, unfortunately, was because it had way more potential. So I thought it could have done way better towards the end, and it just kind of let me down. And that's probably why the score dropped some. A fun fact though, the device that Raya uses for injecting the isotopes is
Yeah, I've
actually
seen
a
that before.
pneumatic air saw primarily used in the auto body repair industry.
Auto
Okay, so
industry.
when
Yep.
you see that in the movie, my listeners and viewers, it's actually a device that we have. They just probably did it up for the movie. So my rating is 3 reels. So it was pretty much right on par. It's a good enough movie to watch. It's not a great movie, but it's definitely a movie. If you don't have anything else to watch, I would definitely watch it. With all of that said, is it worth your time or not? So our average score, since we were down to 3 people, because somebody didn't watch the movie, but they wanted to give advice on it, was a 3. So it gets the golden clock. It is worth your time to go see. I would say watch this when you don't have anything else to do. I'm not telling you to go rush out and watch it, but it definitely is not a boring movie. All right. Now it's time.